Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Thank you very much for watching the channel. Do please like and subscribe. I'm going to talk today about a problematical prison for females in Cheshire called HMP Style, His Majesty's Prison Style. Since 2007, there's been 11 suicides at Style and countless cases of personal self-harm, self-injuring. Usually the cases of self-harm involve inmates getting a sharp instrument and cutting themselves, cutting their arms and legs and the stomach, very often cut across the stomachs. Having seen that, because I for a period of time was seconded from Strangeways Jail to work at HMP Style on the security detail there whilst they were refurbishing the establishment. And I found it to be a grim, austere, hopeless place. And the inmates are saying, people who have been discharged, the BBC have just done an investigation into Style, and you can see a report on that. Just go online and type in HMP Style and scroll down a bit. You'll see the BBC report. It was done on the 21st of March, so that's only yesterday. And believe me, it's horrendous. I mean, there are ladies there saying that she was in, a lady saying, obviously an erudite, intelligent lady who was imprisoned in Style, was saying that she was a 37-year-old lady and she found it unbearable. She was in there during the time of the actual COVID lockdown, and she spent over 10 days in a cell on her own, no human contact, no speaking to the staff, just shoved the food through the door, and no speaking to anybody at all. That was her introduction to HMP Style. You can imagine if you are an unsophisticated teenage girl, 18 to say 20, and you're slung into a place like that, how are you going to cope? Well, people are not coping. There are female inmates who are being sent into Style, who got on their medical records, must be watched at a regular basis, 5 times observed, 5 times an hour, because they pose to be a suicide risk. The staff they're understaffed. They haven't got staff to do it. They're leaving them to it, and they go back and they're hanging in their cells. One particular ex-prisoner said that while she was in Style, she was in one of the houses there, because they live in like houses which are like a form of barracks, and she said there were 15 female prisoners in there, 3 of whom are now dead. 1 hung herself while she was in Style. 2 killed themselves shortly after release. You see, the problem is, if you're coming out of prison and there is no program to help you, no rehabilitation, you're just thrown back onto the streets, and you've got no hope, no support, no family, because you've alienated yourself from your friends and family by getting yourself in prison. Then no hope. They take their own lives. They can't live with it. This is a terrible, horrible disgrace. This is the 21st century. Now, somebody at the Home Office, somebody in the government, needs to sit down and say, what the hell are we doing? It's all right them saying, well, we've tripled the budget for the mental health service at Style, which they have. They've taken it from 5.5 million, 500,000 to 1.5 million. It won't make a great deal of difference. They're short of staff. They haven't got the people to do it. There is no effective programme there. Evidenced by the BBC's report. Do look at it. It gives the names of the people. One young lady, 18 years of age, Anna Louise Sanderson, I believe her name was, hung herself in the prison, lost all hope. The problem that you've got is that these days it just doesn't seem to me. When I was 18, I was in the army. I was stuck in the middle of the Sahara Desert with a gun, facing a load of people who were trying to shoot at me on behalf of Colonel Gaddafi's Revolutionary Army. But these days, I mean, people don't they're not toughened up like that. Assuming you survive the bullets, that is. Yeah, but seriously, this is a disgrace to the society that we live in, and we all owe it to the people who are sentenced to imprisonment to protect them. Imagine how the families feel if you get a call at 9 o'clock in the morning saying, "Oh, we're sorry to inform you, that your daughter's been found hanged in her cell at STYAL." How are you going to feel about that? Somebody's neglecting these people. The government is neglecting these people, and somebody needs to take action here. I mean, I know that there are various prison charities, Unlock being one of them, which my former colleague Mark Leach is involved with, I believe. The Howard League for Penal Reform. Many different charities. Years have gone by, and it still is no better. Where are the protests? Where are people? They should be saying, listen, you don't look after my daughter, how we can get sued. Yeah, you owe the people that you're taking care of a duty of care. But they don't care. That's the problem. HMP Style, go onto the BBC site, have a look, type in HMP Style and have a look. It's an horrendous report, and I've been there. I was in there once. I was in the segregation unit at STYAL, and there was a lady there in secure clothing, that highly, you can't rip it, can't tear it, just short pants. And she was in there, she had a big block of carbolic soap that she had carved into the shape of a penis. Well, it wasn't really not one I know anything about. It was about this long, yeah? And she was waving that at me. Whoa, come and have a look at this. I thought, I am out of here. Yeah, seriously. HMP Style. An insult to humanity. And it's happening in the British prison service today. And we should be deeply ashamed of it. The people that are in there, who are they? It's your auntie, your mother, your grandmother, yeah? Your daughters. This is a disgrace. And listen, as a general rule, these people are misguided, in need of mental health care, yeah, and are basically working class. That's the problem. The system today is based on what was happening 150 years ago when they built these dungeons that we call prisons today. And they are there to control the working class, so that when you're told what to do, then you either do it or you enter places like Strange Ways and Style. Yes, folks, run for the hills. Oh, by the way, Paula wanted, Paula, who's a regular contributor here, wanted me to read a poem by Edgar Allan Poe. I've got one in my head. I'll just do a little few lines for it, because it's a long poem. The Raven. Oft upon a midnight dreary, as I pondered weak and weary over many an ancient volume of forgotten lore, suddenly there came a rapping, a tapping on my parlour door. 'Tis a stranger and nothing more. Anyway, it goes on. It's a bloody raven that appears. That is the personification of evil. What I'm about to do now is read you. It amounts to a narration. Yeah, that I wrote. I wrote this in the recording studio about 34 years ago, and it was recorded by PJ Proby, the pervert PJ Proby. But I wrote it for him, and it's called Narration, Stage of Fools. It's based on Shakespeare, but this is me reading it now. Are you ready? And don't forget, on the 2nd of April, Tuesday the 2nd of April, I shall be here at 7 p.m. at night doing a live broadcast. So I hope you're all going to join in for that. Stage of Fools narration written by John G. Sutton and here recited by the man himself. Know something, people? Yeah, all the world's a stage, and all the men and all the women, well, they're just players. They got their exits, and they got their entrances, and one man in his time plays so many parts, well, he probably forgets them all. You see, life is but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage. Dear God, he has to pay for that. You know, when we're born, like any other baby, we cry that we are come to this great stage of fools. And since I cannot prove a lover to pass these fair, well-favoured days, then I am determined to prove a villain and hate the idle pleasure of these days. Then they for sudden joy did weep, and I for sorrow sung, that such a king should play bo peep and go the fools among. I'd like to know something. When shall we three meet again, in thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost, maybe won. And you know, as a man said, we are but players on this great stage of fools. Stage of Fools narration written by John G. Sutton. That's me, folks. Don't forget to read my books. Oh, by the way, I've got a quotation here. I was contacted yesterday by a lady in London who's writing a book on inspirational quotations. She asked me for a quote to put in the book, and out there blue I came up with this one. Do tell me if this is any good. Do please comment down below, yeah? The quote I came up with: if you don't like the taste, then don't spend your life kissing backsides. What do you think about that?